Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1608, written by Remarkable Let 251, Doordashed into a warped Hilton. I'll preface with the following info. I have been Doordashing for the last year and a half. I've completed 3,000 deliveries. Hundreds of these have been to the Hilton in downtown Portland, Oregon. When I end my deliveries, no matter where I am in the city, I head towards Starbucks. Leaving the Hilton, this means taking a left. I got a delivery yesterday for the Hilton. I recognize the address. I also know that Doordashed puts you on the backside of the hotel. You have to know to walk around to reach the front. The back end is flat with the road. The front end has stairs leading up to the main doors. I always have to haul my bike up, and it's a pain in the butt. You can enter through the back, but have to go down a long hall to get to the front. I go walking in per usual when I just stopped hard. I wasn't facing the main lobby. I was facing the long hallway that leads to it. But how? I was at the back end of the hotel. How? I was so floored I didn't even realize the customer had walked from the lobby to meet me. I still apologized in complete shock. As I walked out, I grabbed my bike and went down the familiar stairs, hung my usual left to go towards Starbucks. But how? Plus, Doordashed had sent me to the normal address. But I had walked around per usual since, reminder, Doordashed always sends you to the back end. Fast forward an hour and I get an address for a hotel I do not recognize. I was confused because I knew the Hilton was on that very same block, but the address was different, so how can there be any other hotel there? When I pulled it up, it was the Hilton. The address it gave me was for what is now the new back end, which made it the street a block down, which I didn't recognize it. The damn insides of the hotel are flipped. The first time I got the address, I always get it, and if I had followed it normally, it would be the back end, but it wasn't. The second address sent me to the new back end, but if I walked around per usual, it'd be at the front, but it's backwards from usual. Everything is flipped. I have no history of mental illness. I've never seen things. I've done hundreds of deliveries there. I know which way that bloody hotel faces. Also the stairs. There are no stairs at the front now. It's flipped around. Anybody know what the actual frickery is going on? That was super hard to explain, but I hope someone gets it. I looked on Google Street View, and the hotel faces the way I'm used to. Literally the opposite that it is now. Literal proof that I'm not crazy. But I'm confused. If I switch timelines, wouldn't everything including maps be aligned with this new reality? Why is it aligned with my old? I'm freaking freaked out though. Case file 1608. Doordashed into a warped Hilton. So first off, 3,000 deliveries? Damn, you're an efficient food delivery person, and respect for that, because food is everything. I've kind of thought it'd be fun to deliver sometimes. Of course, dealing with unreasonable people is the issue, but other than that, it could be fun. The solution I can think of to this is that you temporarily visited a different universe. In that universe, the Hilton orientation was flipped, and the text you received was for that universe. And then you came back. Now there is a wrinkle in this theory, as in the original universe, the one you came from, the delivery wouldn't have been made. Unless it was a soul swap. So when you get these weird anomalies where you're in a different universe, but it's not permanent quantum immortality, maybe soul swap. Maybe you don't take over the other body. Maybe the other body switches with you. Almost like an entangled particle. Switching orientations. That's interesting. And yeah, in that case, the you that was in this universe would have been just as confused as you were in his universe. Kinda fits. The mirrored soul transfer anomaly. Boy, this stuff can get complicated, can't it? Case file number 1609, written by ads1179. Was my father a real wizard? This happened 25 years ago, but I remember it so clearly. We would always wake up my dad by going in and jumping on the bed on weekends. He worked a lot and was gone when we woke up most mornings, and home after we went to bed. So weekends were the only time we really saw him. So anyway, my brother and I, are about 6 and 7 at the time, and we go in there one weekend and wake him up, jump on the bed a bit, just being kids, and start talking to Dad. Tap, tap, tap. What was that? I'm tapping on the window, says Dad, who was lying in bed on his back, about 8 feet from the window in the upstairs bedroom. Tap, tap, tap. "Dad, what is that? I'm tapping on the window. Here, watch." So he puts his arm behind the pillow and shakes it around a bit. A hand appeared outside the window, as if someone was crouching down and just reached up. Tap, tap, tap. I looked at Dad and he just laughed. I couldn't comprehend it at the time. I still have no idea now if it's something I just wanted to see and my mind thought it was there or what, but I've never forgotten it. Hey, did you know I have a second channel where I react to shows I've never seen before? Kinetic Reactions. Link is in the description. Check it out. On to the case notes. Case notes of file 1609. Was my father a real wizard? Was this a tricky, coordinated prank with your mother, perhaps? You mentioned it was an upstairs bedroom, so an upstairs window. Assuming this is a house, she would have to have a ladder that can reach up to the height of the window and have coordinated previously with your father. Now this is possible because it's pretty consistent and predictable that you'd rush into his bed and play with him in the morning. So that I can buy. It's still somewhat implausible, but I suppose it's the only thing I can think of that would explain this. Even glitches don't really account for this. I've never seen a glitch where someone's hand literally dematerializes under their pillow and then reappears on a window. Unless he's X-Men level abilities. Maybe. That'd be cool, but it's probably just a prank and that's still fun. Case file number 1610. Written by La Chica Salvaje. Twisted Time in the Shopping Mall. About a year ago, my mom and I were in the first parking space area of a small shopping mall. She was getting things ready for the store and I was waiting. The space in front of us was a large white SUV. I can't explain why, but I have the urge to study the SUV when I usually don't even pay attention. The family that owned the SUV came out, and it was a father, infant, a carrier, and a little girl. The little girl stared at us the whole time her father was getting her in the car. She had this huge, oversized bow in her hair and a side ponytail, and just kept staring even as they walked to the driver's side. She didn't take her eyes off of us. The father packed her up. My mom also stared at her. It was so strange. We went into the store right after the whole family was in the SUV. When we went to open the door, the same family came out. Odd little girl, father, baby were still holding shopping bags. My mom and I looked at each other in horror because it took him 5 minutes to pack his kids in that SUV. How could he get out and run into the store in the few seconds it took us to walk to the sidewalk in front of the store? We weren't the only ones who saw it. A worker from the food place next to the store saw it, and we all exchanged looks of horror. I have no idea what this was, but I can tell you very few people believe me and my mom. Case notes of file 1610. Twisted Time in the Shopping Mall. Yeah, so this is a localized time loop. More interesting is having the witness from the food court. So you can summarize this glitch with, do you want some time paradoxes with your glitch? Now time for the quote of the day. You may be deceived if you trust too much, but you will live in torment if you do not trust enough. Frank Crane. Indeed. If you want to have a real connection with someone, you have to invite them inside. And to invite them inside, you have to drop your guard. You have to open the door. Well, you have to unlock the door first and then open it. Make sure the people you trust deserve it. And if they betray that trust, second chances, very thin ice. Make sure they really mean it. And make sure they've really changed. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.